What's going on, guys? iAmEmman. I'm back with another video, and we're gonna get right into it. Today we're doing a braid out. This is a curly hair routine braid out video, and I'm gonna show you how to get a good braid out. This style is called freestyle cornrows. I got this about a month ago, or a month and a week ago, and it is clearly time to take it out. You know it's time to take it out when your hair is getting frizzy, and my hair has been frizzy. 4 pieces of equipment that I'm using today are a microfiber towel, which goes around your neck, usually for liquid or water, so it doesn't mess up your clothes, get your neck wet, but I'm using it so that the hair doesn't get on my shirt underneath. Next, we're going to use oil so our hands don't get our hair frizzy. Then this is going to tie our hair after we're done, and this is going to go over it. A hair tie and a bonnet. So step 1 would be taking your hair out of the bun, or if it's secured in any way, desecure that. Oh wow, it's a lot longer than I thought. Let's get all this out. I was told always start with the back because as your hands get tired, you won't really want to reach to the back. You want to go to the front a little bit more. But firstly, I'm taking out the rubber band, just slipping it off. Then I'm adding some oil to my fingertips. That reduces the amount of frizz that you get versus if you were to just take it out with your fingers. So I'm starting all the way at the edge. Definitely not starting here, because if you start here toward the top and then bring it down, you're definitely going to tangle your hair. So I'm starting more toward the edge, and then I'm going in between every braid with my thumbnail and debraiding it. I was going to say detangle at first, but it's not tangled. It's braided heavily. Now the thing about box braids is there's an easier side to like put your thumbnail into. If it's hard on one side like this, if it's hard on this side, just flip it over and put your thumbnail into it that way. You'll be able to tell the difference. And that tip is mainly for like box braids. There are 2 kinds of braids in my head right now. There's the freestyle cornrows. The cornrows are on my head, and then the box braids are not secured to my head. And then once you get to the top, it's a little bit easier to take these out. But don't be too rough with it, because again, you want to keep the curls, you want to keep the holds. You don't want to let those curls go, because that is the whole point of this braid out, is the curly look that you want. That's that. Putting some more oil on, going to the next one, taking off the rubber band. Sometimes it might be easier to put the oil on your fingers and then take the rubber band off, because it adds the little slip to get the rubber band off. That's also dependent on how coarse your hair is. If you have like 2A hair, it might just slip off. But if you have 4C, that'll be a different story. So one question that I get asked very often is, how long have you been growing your hair? I've been growing my hair for about 8 years now. Ooh, what year is it? 2026? Or 7.5 years. And it's been a crazy long journey. Definitely an informative journey. I learned a lot. Learned about a lot. Whoa, what? Learned a lot about my hair, about hair types in general, the things that your friends do to their hair, the products that your friends use in their hair. You can't just go to their house and just use their stuff. Or you can't just like, this is so randomly specific, but you can't go to a hotel and just knock on your friend's door and be like, oh, let me use your hair products. Unless you're sure that, you know, they have the exact same ones as you. Don't like experiment with other people's stuff. There have been times where I wanted to just cut all my hair off because I didn't know how to deal with it. One of those times was when I didn't like tie down my hair, or I didn't put it in any type of like secure, I didn't have a secure system for my hair. And in the morning, I went to sleep, and then in the morning, I woke up and it was all tangled, knotted. I did not know how to detangle it. So I was getting really irritated trying to detangle it and almost put a razor to my head. But thankfully, I eventually got it out. But just so you guys know, this is a side tip for you guys that stayed this long. If you need to detangle your hair, make sure it's wet. Make sure there's moisture in your hair. Moisture is great, and then conditioner is even better. Super Slip pre-wash conditioner. I think there's pre-wash, there's co-wash, there's detangling conditioner. Like, this is just a bunch of stuff. And I don't know what my hairstylist is using in my hair. I don't know if that's in conjunction with what I put in my hair, but I used to take these braids out and it would be all white, flaky, or more flaky than it currently is. So whatever she's doing, props to you, girl. All right, so that's, which way does that go? I'm gonna start on the back of this side.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmation.
As you can see, my hands are starting to hurt. My back is starting to hurt. I'm sitting in one place. At this point, this is when it's good to only need your hands in the front of your head. So I'm getting closer and closer, which is why I said before, start out with the back, so that when you get to the front, it's not as bad as if you were going from front to back.
It's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all.
So the left side is looking significantly different than the right side. I don't know what that is about. It could be the humidity in the room. I added a little bit more oil on my fingers, so that might help.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Okay, so the braid that I'm working on is getting lost in my hair. This is the first time this has ever happened. Oh, it's tough. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Then we're done. It's been 40 minutes so far. Okay, so we got up to a spot where the braids are twisted over each other, right here. All you gotta do is debraid until the other one overlaps, and then start debraiding the other one. So I already did the first one. I stopped at where it overlaps. I'm gonna debraid here. So I just hit the overlap, and then they're basically apart from each other now. So you can just choose one and then continue with it. So basically the same thing here. I debraided until the crossover, and then I'm going to start with the other braid until I cross over. Or you could just do the one that goes on top first. Okay, see this? This you don't want. Let's try to tame that a little bit. Figure it out. And bring it to the back. Yeah. We're gonna keep going. Okay, we're getting there. Just a couple more braids. And then once you see that you're getting to the end, try not to rush. The top here is like the part that everyone's gonna see. So try not to rush it, and then it becomes frizzy. You don't want that. We have one last braid. By the way, one tip that a lot of people don't necessarily do or take when they go to the hairstylist to get their hair done, and I don't have a lot of hairstylists that tell me these things or told me these things. Try to have your hair detangled before, even if you're going for a wash. Try to have your hair detangled and sectioned. It makes it way easier for them than if you show up with it still tangled up. All right, here it is. Okay, so once this is done, we are going to take our hair tie and our bonnet. I'm going to take 2 hair ties because I want to section it twice. I'm going to take this, separate it in half, straight down the middle, down the back, and take one side. And I'm going to very lightly bring it toward the back and tie it because it is snowing outside today. Take the other side very lightly because I don't want to stretch the hair. That's why I'm doing it lightly. And wrap it to the back. Then all of this is going to go into this bonnet to protect it from the snow. Then I'm going to try to get a hat over this. That probably won't happen. All right, so let me take all this off just to give it some air before I leave. And that's pretty much the same thing you're gonna do for when you go to sleep also, if you want to keep the curls for the morning. All right, so that is that. If you have any extra questions that you want to know about anything, drop it in the comments, let me know. The merch shop is open. If you want any merch, it says our favorite slogan, there's greatness in you, so go out there and be great. Check the link in the description. All right, guys, it's been real. Always remember there's greatness in you, so go out there and be great. Peace out.